This is a proposal for action by the City of Baltimore to enhance the Howard Street corridor and make it more attractive and appealing to businesses and their customers. The fundamental change proposed is the conversion of Howard Street into a pedestrian-only walkable boulevard between Fayette and Monument Streets, Howard Place. This video was taken from a car on Howard Street, but vehicles will be prohibited from driving on Howard Place. Currently, with cars and light rail trains competing for space, customers and businesses are the ones being squeezed out. However, the transformation from a car-centric space to a human-centric one will make Howard Place somewhere people want to be. There are 5 main points to this plan. First, extend the sidewalk on the east side of the street all the way to the light rail tracks. Second, demolish several vacant city-owned properties in the 100 block to create a new urban park, Mikulski Square. Third, create and maintain 3 much smaller micro-parks, one each in the 300, 400, and 500 blocks. Fourth, promote a major expansion of public art, murals on the sides of buildings, and sculptures in the parks. Finally, build a parking garage at the corner of Howard and Franklin in order to compensate for parking spaces displaced by the project. The first rule of real estate is location, 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 and Howard Place's location at a significant crossroads makes it uniquely positioned to succeed. Baltimore's 2 transit lines converge here, and a third, the Red Line, will too, if it is ever built. Furthermore, Howard Place is intersected by Mulberry and Franklin Streets, which form the 2 halves of US Route 40. This is the major east-west artery through the city, and the vast majority of crosstown traffic uses this route. As a result, Howard Place will be accessible to customers coming from all parts of Baltimore. In addition to widening the sidewalk, the main goal of the city is the beautification of the area through significant expansion of green spaces and public art. Baltimore has a thriving art community, one of the top art schools in the country, Maryland Institute College of Art. Rather than dedicating a significant portion of the budget to paying well-known artists, MICA students could be contracted instead. That way, doing a piece for Howard Place could be the first public exhibition for a lot of young artists, and it might just be the big break that gets them discovered. Much of this art would be displayed in the parks as being created as part of this plan. The micro-parks will be constructed in the footprint of old buildings which have been demolished. With some grass, trees, benches, and a sculpture or two, these vacant lots could be transformed from dull, useless space into a pleasant place to relax. The benefits of these microparks extends beyond relaxation. Increased plant life would reduce the amount of water runoff flowing into the harbor, making Howard Place environmentally as well as socially sustainable. Once completed, Mikulski Square at the southern end will be larger than all the microparks combined. Modeled after Farragut and McPherson Squares in Washington, Mikulski Square will be a larger urban park about the size of half a city block. As you can see here, Farragut Square provides a small piece of nature right in the middle of Washington's built environment. Not many people live in this part of DC, but it remains a popular place to spend a sunny afternoon. Mikulski Square will have the same diagonal pathways lined with benches and trees, as well as a fountain or monument in the center. In recognition of the many monuments erected here, Baltimore was first called the Monumental City by President John Quincy Adams. Howard Place will continue that monumental tradition into the 21st century. The park will be named after former Senator Barbara Mikulski. A proud native of Baltimore, she was the first woman elected to the Senate from the state of Maryland, where she served for 3 decades. Howard Place would like to show its gratitude to the senator by naming this park after her. Hopefully she can be there to dedicate it. Mikulski Square will be bounded by Fayette Street, Howard Place, Marion Street, which is currently an alley, and Park Avenue. However, there are a number of buildings that are currently in the way, as you can see here. This being a revitalization project, we would like to demolish as few buildings as possible, but the benefits of the park far outweigh the consequences of demolition. These buildings are vacant, abandoned, and crumbling. Furthermore, they are already owned by the city, which greatly simplifies the process. Once completed, Mikulski Square will form a sort of entry gateway into Howard Place. This is where the pedestrian boulevard begins. Hopefully someday it will be just as open and green as Farragut Square, and just as pleasant a place to spend a sunny afternoon.